What is up, everybody? Back with a new video here today. And with this one, I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album from Unto Others called Strength. Just came out yesterday through Roadrunner Records. And this one, absolutely one of my most anticipated albums of the year. Been looking forward to it for a very long time. So, did it live up to my expectations? Abso-freaking-lutely. It is fantastic. You know, this band has such a unique style. Pretty much, I think of them as being like all of the best parts from Iron Maiden and Judas Priest mixed with the best parts of Type O Negative, like Danzig and The Cult. Just classic Gothic hard rock blended with a lot of elements of classic traditional metal. The freaking melodies and harmonies are so perfect. The vocals are extremely powerful and unique from Gabriel Franco. Has just an amazing voice, kind of reminiscent, I'd say, of Glenn Danzig and like Peter Steele, that kind of lower toned, deeper voice, but he does get up there at times. In certain songs, he draws out certain notes, gets up there almost in like an operatic style, which is extremely impressive. And as far as the production goes and the overall sound of the album, I think they took everything they did on their debut album, Mana, in 2019, which I love, but did it a little bit better on this album. You know, it's more consistent, the production is better, it's darker, it's heavier. Just love pretty much everything about this album. There are 12 songs on it. It's about 46 minutes long, and that's something else I really like. There's no song over 5 minutes, so short, sweet, to the point on the songs. A lot of bands these days are trying to freaking write novels and freaking make a movie with each song over 10 minutes long on individual songs almost every time for a lot of bands these days. Doesn't need to be that, you know, just good classic. I like songs at 5-6 minutes. A little bit under 5 minutes is good for me. Looking at these songs, of the 12, my 3 favorites, I'd have to go with Heroin, When Will God's Work Be Done, and probably Summer Lightning. But the only slightly weak song on this album that I don't love, I go with Instinct, which is the second last song. Only, I'd say it's a bit annoying because like in the background behind the main vocal, there's like an old radio broadcast going, which is a little bit annoying to me. But the 3 songs I mentioned, if you need to go listen to these if you like just classic metal, Gothic tints to it. Heroin, to open up the album, is probably their heaviest, darkest song of all time. Starts off with like some feedback from an amp you can hear, something like that, and then it transitions into the main riff, which is their heaviest riff ever, I'd say. Super awesome. And, you know, this guy, Gabriel Franco, I said how like unique his voice is. When he does those screams, anybody that's heard this, like the yells and screams he does, just like freaking bone-chilling, creepy, haunting, amazing sounding stuff. And actually that song kind of reminds me a little bit, I'd say, of All Guns Blazing. When it gets to the chorus, it's got the double bass kick going and the riff pretty similar to All Guns Blazing, but super cool, amazing song. That is probably my second favorite on the album. My favorite, 100% number 1, is When Will God's Work Be Done. That was their first single they released about 2 months ago, and as soon as I heard it, I freaking almost knew 100% I was going to love this album. If it was going to be anything, if the whole album was going to be like that, this is absolutely going to be number 1 of the year. And there's a good chance this is going to be the number 1 album of the year for me. But that song, it's just got an epic feel. The way these songs flow are so perfect. The songwriting is magnificent and amazing, you know, just flows beautifully. The choruses, fantastic, extremely catchy, dark, eerie. Everything can be said about this stuff. Everything you want with like Gothic, hard rock, and metal. And then the last song that I'd say is like my top 3 is Summer Lightning, as I said. Fantastic. Another one that's got a super catchy, memorable chorus, just infectious stuff. And just looking at the rest, some other standout moments. Little Bird and Why are both really, really, you can hear like the emotion from these guys with the lyrics, and just very, very cool songs. Those 2 are great. Destiny is really good. No Children Laughing Now is great. Really, all these songs are awesome. So other than the one I mentioned that I don't really care for, I'm definitely going to give this album a 9.5 out of 10. Just super strong. And the whole lineup I didn't mention. I mentioned Gabriel Franco as being the singer, who's great, and he also plays rhythm guitar. But Sebastian Silva does lead guitar. Fantastic. As I said, there's a lot of really, really cool melodies and solos on this album. Pretty much every song builds up, and then like the main like climax of the song is just an amazing freaking solo or awesome melody going. Colin Vranison on the drums does great. A lot of double bass kick, fast, heavy drumming, great stuff. And on the bass, Brandon Hill does a great job. So top to bottom, for the most part, this album is really freaking good. Go listen to it. I think anybody that has heard this band has been impressed. You know, I've really liked them for a while. I think I said earlier, I saw them open in 2019 for King Diamond when they were called Idle Hands. They had to change their name for some whatever copyright reason, or somebody else like had the name before. So it's been almost a year now exactly. I think they changed it on September 28th, 2020 to Unto Others. But yeah, awesome album. Not going to go on too much more here. So let me know what y'all thought. How do you like the album? 9.5 out of 10 for me. And until next time, thank you for watching.